People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Zig Ziglar. Motivation is a funny thing. Some days we have a ton of it, and other days we feel like sitting on the couch, watching Netflix, and eating Cheetos. This would be fine, except that you'll never improve at a new skill, grow, or become successful if you only work when you are motivated. So is there a way that you can create motivation? I've got good news for you. You definitely can create more motivation for yourself with practice and thought. That's exactly what we'll cover in this video. The normal cycle of motivation usually starts with inspiration. Something inspires you to take action. Maybe you saw a person running down the road and you thought it would be nice to be in better shape. Or maybe you went to a concert and that inspired you to learn to play guitar. Inspiration really can come from anywhere. The important thing is that it motivates you to take action. That motivation could lead you to getting a gym membership or visiting a store to buy a guitar. For most of us, the motivation generated from this inspiration lasts for a few weeks, maybe a month. Unfortunately, sooner or later, the inspiration fails. You stop getting a boost from it. After that, maybe you have a long day at work, or you're tired, or your friends want to go out for dinner and drinks. Some obstacle comes up, and you no longer have the motivation to overcome it. Now, you don't take the action that you need to. I think we can probably all relate to this cycle. We've all gotten inspired to do something and motivated for a while to take action, to accomplish that thing. Slowly but surely, that motivation dwindles, and we stop taking the action. The first step to reversing this cycle is to realize that the inspiration, motivation, action cycle is actually a loop. They all feed one another. This means that to boost your motivation, you don't always need more motivation. Sometimes you can fuel it by increasing your inspiration or action. Let's start with inspiration. This is your why. This is the reason behind all the motivation, action, and what initially sparked your interest. Sometimes, the problem with setting and achieving goals is the why behind it. If your why for going to the gym is that you think it would be nice to be a little healthier, you might not stick with that for very long. But if your why is that you want to run a marathon, or play sports with your kid, or beat the pre-diabetes that your doctor just told you about, those are big, important whys. Les Brown once said, "Wanting something is not enough. You must hunger for it." Your motivation must be absolutely compelling in order to overcome the obstacles that will invariably come along your way. This is exactly what we're talking about. He says motivation, but you could easily take that as your inspiration, your why. If you are struggling to stay motivated doing something, look at your inspiration for that something. Maybe you need to reframe your why in a way that resonates with you more. You need a why that is important to you, something that will help fuel your motivation on the tough days where obstacles stand in your way. The other piece of the cycle is action. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You sit in front of your computer thinking about the work that you need to get done. You're not sure where you should start, so instead you pick up your phone and look at Facebook or Instagram for the 100th time that day. Sometimes it's not that you lack motivation to work, you just lack the nudge that you need to get started. But in most cases, once you get started, it will be easier to keep going. Think of it like pushing a boulder. It is going to be very hard to get that rock to move. But as soon as you do break the friction, it keeps rolling, and keeping it rolling is easier. Action works like that. It is easy to go to the gym when you're already driving there. It's easier to drive there if you have your gym bag packed. It's easy to pack your gym bag if you've already put on your workout clothes and shoes. Getting off the couch and putting on your workout clothes and shoes, that's the hardest part. There are two ways that we can recommend to quickly push past this initial hurdle and create the action you want. The first is to count down from 5. This is a funny little trick, but it works. You tell yourself, when I hit 0, I'm going to start. So you count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you start. This gives your brain enough time to prepare for the action, but not enough time to come up with 10 reasons to procrastinate. The second way is habits. While you have the inspiration and motivation to start a workout routine, commit to a certain time of day that you'll go to the gym. Let's say 4 p.m. Each day you go to the gym at 4 p.m., you are building a habit. This way, on the days where you aren't inspired, where you don't have the motivation to go, you will still go to the gym at 4 p.m. because that's what you do. When you do go to the gym at 4 p.m., even on the days where you don't feel like it, it helps to fuel your inspiration that even on bad days you can overcome. That motivates you to continue to be the person that makes it to the gym each day. This leads to more days in the gym, more action, more motivation. So, to create motivation, sometimes instead of trying to get motivated, it's better to get inspired, or even to start taking action. All three things can fuel the inspiration, motivation, action cycle. The key to the motivation formula is that you can create motivation in three very different ways. Remember, people often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. Hopefully, after watching this video, you'll have found a few tips and ideas to help you create motivation, even on the days where laying on the couch, binging Netflix sounds far more appealing than working towards your goals. Do you have an idea for a topic, book, or an idea that we should cover? Leave your suggestions in the comments below, and we'll do our best to animate them. And while you're down there, please consider supporting the channel by clicking that like button and subscribing.